Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me Orghomaithi, nutritionist, fitness trainer and a life coach. And today I'm going to talk about another life coaching subject where I'll discuss how we should control and we should deal with our emotions. So before start the topic, please do subscribe this channel and click the bell icon next to it, so then you will get the notification of my upcoming videos. And now do watch this video till the end to understand the whole scenario. So today I am going to talk about how you have to deal with your emotions. Before start in deep, this topic that I brought up today, it's due to I thought of that it's very difficult in these days to deal with our emotions. Actually, if we don't get much stronger from inside, and so how it is possible for us to fight from this outside world and from those obstructions comes across our way, and at the same time we can deal with that and get the progress further in our life. So therefore we have to be very much strong enough from inside, and that is only possible when we are dealing well enough with our emotions. Okay, so at first guys, you have to understand what is emotions, how it comes, how we feel the emotions. Okay, and later on I'll give you some of my tips that how we can deal with that. Okay, so first of all, emotions, what I perceived and what I feel from my experience, it's comes with, in two ways. First of all, sometimes we don't feel well. Okay, sometimes we don't feel well because physically we don't feel well. It's about our physical condition, it's not related with our emotions. But sometimes when we are feeling like that, we are feeling exhausted, we are not actually, normally we are not feeling well sometimes. So that time we used to relate that situation with our failures, with our short of things where we did not get success and still we are trying or something like that. Most of the time we are relate with that particular feelings with some negative things or failure of our lives, and that time automatically that emotions start dwelling inside, and that time we get into that. Okay, so this is the one type of emotions. At the same time, on the other hand, there are another types of emotions actually that comes from what I perceive. It comes from our subconscious mind. As we know that subconscious mind, it's going through many types of thoughts. Okay, in very frequent pace. So in that way, when we put our focus on one of its negative thought, so that time that sort of emotions start dwelling inside us and we get into that. So how we can get rid of these two emotions, and at least how we can manage ourselves so not to get into this kind of emotions. Okay, so then we can keep ourselves more strong and at least fit enough to fight with the obstacles which is surrounding us or on our path to progress. Okay, so first thing is that we are getting emotions from our physical conditions. Okay, the physical condition, it means that I have just mentioned. Sometimes we are not feeling well. It's very normal because sometimes hormonal changes are there or something like that, and it's because our body is such a dynamic way it has been designed. So definitely sometimes something is not going well inside, so we don't know from we cannot understand from looking at our body from the outside. So that time we feel bored, we feel uneasy. So that time suddenly some of us used to relate with that such conditions with any negative conditions like failure, struggle or something like that. Then we used to create such negative emotions within us and dwell with that and get into that. So in that context, what we have to do to get rid of or to avoid this sort of emotions, so in this context you have to uh, do that when we are feeling that kind of you know that kind of feelings. uh, so that time you what you have to do is just avoid, just keep avoid relate this activity physical uneasiness with any sort of negative feelings, okay, any sort of failures of your life, okay, and struggle and all of that. Just understand that yeah, this is something that is happening in our I mean in our physics, and it's pretty common. So we should not, I should not relate with this to another thing to create such kind of emotions within us unnecessarily. Number one. And that time what you have to do is, firstly, you don't need to relate with such conditions with your failure and struggle. At the same time, you must avoid, I sorry, pass the time, okay, when you are feeling that sort of feelings. So you must try to pass the time by not to, even not to do anything for that point of time. And even also, um you can sit alone. You should not, you don't need to talk to anybody. If you think like that, you can pass your time. But the main and foremost thing is that you should not uh, add that sort of feelings with any kind of negative uh, thoughts. At the same time, you should not add that feelings with any kind of things, okay, just to pass it on. So then automatically when time goes, you again start feeling well. That time you are getting energy, you feeling better than before. Definitely then the positive vibes will be coming on. It's pretty common. So the main and foremost thing that to deal with such kind of emotions, just to pass the time and not to relate with any sort of negative feelings and struggle, okay. So now how we have to deal with another type of emotions. So here, as I have just mentioned, what we do, there are variety types of thought is frequently coming up in our subconscious mind, and suddenly we put our focus on a negative one, and start dwelling with that, and that sort of emotions start playing inside us. So in this context, how you can avoid that type of emotions, okay. So here you have to get into bit deep, because it's very much related with many things. First of all, look, subconscious mind always catching those thoughts that present we are experiencing, or those we have experienced in past, or by experiencing in present, what sort of aspirations, or uh, what sort of aspirations and sort of target or future that we want to see in future. So definitely on the basic of this whole thing, it used to bring up that sort of types of thoughts, okay. So here actually, as you have to understand that which plays the vital role to bring those sort of thoughts in subconscious mind. So, and here also it is very much important to know that if we are getting that negative thoughts continuously in our subconscious mind, then definitely it will be very much difficult for us to uh, not to us to keep ourselves uh, out of that negative emotions. Okay, so here, that how we can get that kind of thoughts in our subconscious mind. Okay, which way it plays very vital to create such thoughts. So the things that is plays very vital, those are the things, that is our five sensors. Okay, because these are the five sensors that all we know: eyes, our nose, ear, skin, also our tongue to taste it. So these are the five sensors. Whatever we are watching, whatever we are listening, whatever we are experiencing by touching any things, you know also whatever we are having, and by and also whatever we are smelling. So by all of this we are getting a sort of idea, and on the basic of those idea our thought process start creating in subconscious mind. Okay, so it happens in such way when at present you are we are attached with certain surroundings, and we are experiencing that sort of thoughts. At the same time, what we have experienced in past, that the thoughts already had been created and it has been stored in somewhere, and suddenly we can connect with our thoughts. We can connect with that past thoughts. Okay, at the same time, by experiencing in our present um surrounding what kind of thoughts we are getting, on the basic of that, if you are having if you are having aspiration to do something in future, definitely we can relate that kind of thoughts. So here all I wanted to say is the main thing plays a very vital role, which is our five sensors. Okay, and that you have to put these five sensors in a better surrounding. Wherever you are living, or you are spending your most of the times, that needs to be surrounded by like-minded people, or like-minded, or surrounded by those things that is very much uh, you can relate with that. You don't They are not bring up any sort of negative feelings and vibes towards you. Okay, so now the thing is, sometimes we are not living in sort of surroundings. It's very common, we cannot get rid of that. Someone's who is studying mm someone who is studying uh, you know in a college, and sometimes he I mean he or she has been teased by somebody. Okay, or something that has happened wrong to them, and somebody, and the surrounding that he or she is living in, and these are the surroundings, they are always trying to taunting him or something like that. So definitely he or she cannot get rid of it for that period of time. But that kind of thing if is happening, there must need to come out with sort of ideas, sort of way outs, where that person can deal with that sort of emotions, and or can avoid this. Okay, so how is that possible? In that scenario also, somebody is living in such a society that they are may have some issue, or somebody in office, they are may have some issue, they can't get rid of it. So how is that possible to get that sort of emotions that from their life? Because they are in that surrounding, definitely that kind of thought process coming in, a negative thought process, and definitely as I mean at the end they have to come to focus on their negative thoughts and start dwelling with sort of emotions. Okay, so how we can get rid of if somebody is in that stage? So in this context there are two ways. Okay, number one, you have to change your position. Wherever you are doing a job in an office and you are getting such issues, you can change your job, or you can try for another option, another job, another in another office. Okay, if you are living in somewhere in a society, you are getting such issues, and then you have to find another place to live in. If you are in a college, I mean, if you are getting such issue, you have to find another college. Okay, if it's possible. But this is the first, I mean, uh, idea that I have given to you. But at the same time, all we know, sometimes we don't have that option to relocate in otherwhere. So there, that time, what you have to do? So here I am giving you some ideas. First of all, the main and foremost foundational thing is that we have to understand, it is very clear that we have to, whatever we are watching, whatever we are listening, mainly also smell. Okay, but smell, taste, okay, and skin, these are also these are the three things. Is it's not very much related with the outer world. Mainly watching and listening, these are the two things very much attached. And another thing which is not attached but is very much relevant, that is talking. If you are not getting such kind of surroundings, we cannot talk with anybody. Okay, so and without talking you cannot live for long. So these are the 3 points you need to sort it out. You need to find out some ways that these are the three things works normal, also bring you some good ideas, okay, and good scenarios that you want to live in, so then you can enrich yourself in future and come out with some innovative ideas and get the progress in your life, and many other things can happen. Okay, so now the thing is, first, how you can talk to somebody, or somebody na, at least you have to speak up. How you can speak up, because we cannot live without talking. Okay, we are the social creatures, so how you have to speak up? So in this context I can give you some ideas. These are you can talk to yourself. Okay, if you feel better with that, you can go with that. Number two, you find reliable friends, or someone you are which is reliable for you and like-minded. You can share your thoughts with them. Okay, or if you don't have these two options, you are not it's not possible for you to able these two options, you go with studying. Do study on some topics which you wanted to know. Okay, and definitely a study can give you more knowledge. Also you are experiencing, you are expressing yourself towards the book. It's happened, we are when we are reading, it's automatically we're speaking up, you know so that needs to be happen. We have to speak up somehow. Okay, and speak up with the interest and with our sort of ideas that we want to speak up. So if you have any if you have some choiceable subject which you want to know, which you want to experience in your life and get to know more about that, you go and study, collect some books, you go and study. Okay, revise it, read it out, so ultimately you are speaking. Okay, also you can You can sing. If you would like to sing, you can sing. Okay, that is another sort of ways where you are speaking up, isn't it? Releasing your sort of the emotions and the feelings which you are bearing inside. So these are the things that will help you, and these are the ways actually that will help you to speak up and sort out this speak up point. Okay, now second, another point is that what I have just mentioned: speaking, watching, listening, isn't it? The main three. Now watching and listening, what you have to do, if your surrounding is such, whenever you are going, you are getting those negative vibes. You have, in these days we all have a multimedia set, all have a good mobile where we can watch uh, YouTube videos, where we can uh, watch any sort of, that interesting funny movies if you want to watch. So I mean to say is that we have this option by watching our mobile in some way. Okay, and in some way, uh, and how it you have to enable this option. When you are watching this mobile, you have to put that earphone on your ear, and then you have to watch your mobile and listen to that voice via your earphone. So then what will happen, at the same time you are watching and you are listening. Okay, so in this way you are watching the things that you want to watch, which is progressive, which is one of your sort of uh, dreams in future, or you are planning to do something in future. About that, you are getting some good lessons from there, or get that kind of views that could be that would be with you in future, that can inspire you, isn't it? So you are living in that sort of world where you want to live. So ultimately it will give you good thought process in your subconscious mind, and you can also put your focus on those, and you can progress in your life, get more better ideas, innovative ideas and all. Okay, so these two ways. Okay, by listening and watching, and also speaking up, by availing these respective way outs that I have just given to you, I think this will help you to sort out these two parts, that is speaking up, listening, watching. Okay, so now this will help you to bring up more positive thoughts in your subconscious mind, and this will help you to uh, get more innovative and progressive in your life, and get rid of that sort of emotions which is coming after you put your focus on negative part. And if you are dwelling with the negative thoughts in continuously in subconscious mind, it is very difficult to not to keep focus on that, because we are the we are the social creatures. It happens with us. When it's happening in a frequent manner, the negativity comes, because we are in surrounding of negativity. So we have to transform it like this, by these way outs, and sort out the things as much as possible. Hope so this will help you. And after all of this, I can tell you very foundational thing: whatever the way out that I have mentioned to you, you go with that, but at the same time you have to be ambitious. You have to uh, fix a target of your life. Okay, which is the main target. There are many things that we want to do in our life, but we should have a main target. So whenever you are availing this kind of this sort of way outs to avoid your emotions, to negative emotions, also to dwell deal with your emotions, that will be much useful when you have a specific target in your life and you are heading towards that by availing this all. And by availing this all, when you're heading towards that, and by get the progress towards that, towards your target of life, you are also getting success in other parts. It's okay, but ultimately you are heading towards your target, main target. So definitely it will give you a good satisfaction, and without this satisfaction definitely you cannot grow, you cannot get the progress. So that is very much important. So the main, so now if I come in conclusion, so I can only say avail those options to avoid that sort of negative emotions that I have just mentioned to you, by keeping a specific target or main target of your life, and always try to get the progress towards that. Whatever the way outs you are availing, always keep bit or more relate with your target, so then you can get the good satisfaction and get the progress towards that, and no negativity can come up across your way and put you in deep depression and that negative emotions. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. I think I have given you some way outs which will help you out in your part. So please let me comment below how it will work for you, and how you feel about this. So then definitely I also can understand that it's working or not. So that's all for now. On this note, keep smiling always and stand in fear with confidence. Goodbye, take care, have a nice day.